Yay. Ugh, where's my music? Sup. I just gotta. Oh, it's on. I just gotta hit play. Mm. I'm just putting some tunes on really fast before I start digging in. I'm a little anxious that I'm not going to be able to fix this on my own just because I'm not sure how bad it is. So, and there's not really an angle for me to be able to set the camera up for you to be able to see what it is I'm fussing with because it's so underneath. You know, underneath. All right, music acquired. So I'm gonna just start fussing with it because people are gonna drop in and out, and I'll try to turn around and watch. Say hi. Here with me because we gotta figure out just how stuck on these are. This bolt needs to come out. I need to get both of those bolts out. Problem is this is all going to be super filthy too, because this is your lower linkage, you know? Like, your linkage is where I should take off the rest of the wishbone, to be honest, and just reassemble. Worst case scenario, I have replacement parts for the linkage, so that way, if I need to, I can replace bits. Those are the nuts that I'll probably use. The bolts that I need are probably in here. This A bolt. Hopefully I don't need too many because I think I only have one of that type. This type. We'll see. I just cleaned my toolbox and now I should know where everything is. I need a really big this might be too big. I haven't played or touched my yeah, that's too big. I haven't undone or done anything with my linkage since I rebuilt like 2.5 years ago. So there we go. Hope that's undoing and not just respinning. It's just respinning. Alright. I need the matching wrench. The other side. That's probably gonna be 12 maybe? That's probably closer to 14 actually. That's 12. I don't have a name between sizes. There it is. That's a 13. Nope. And that was 13, and it's too small. Alright, I do think I needed the 14. 14. Giant one I didn't want to have to use. 14 it is. Alright. There. And it'll just hold itself in place against the engine now. Oh, nope. You need to stay on there, sir. I can just take that off the rest of the way. Problem is I'm afraid I might have to. No, I should be able to. Okay. Nut. Bolt. Come to me. Sorry, guys. I'm on the wrong side for this. That's okay. I don't expect to spend much more time over there. Okay. What? I just already got darkness on my face. Good job. Well, let's see if I can take off the rest of those bolts then. If I can get those out, I should be able to drop everything. There we go. Maybe I can push this one back in. Or pull this one out. They're not nutted, so that shouldn't even matter. Why won't you slide out though, huh? Do you just come out now this way? No, I don't imagine you're threaded the whole way through. This might not be so easy. None of this is really loose, but it should be, because I've got it up off of the stands. Also, we're gonna, I don't think it'll let me change focus. Maybe if I go in front of the camera. No, that's not gonna work. All right, so, interesting problem here. At least the one of two linkage triangles wasn't bent. It sits flat on the ground still, so that's good. But I gotta get the rest of this off, and it's not playing nice. Maybe I need more weight off it. Maybe I need to actually lift this higher. I'm afraid if I pull on this, what will happen? Nothing. Nothing, tra-la-la. Alright, that's all fine. I think this is what needs to get pushed that way. This is not going to be a fun, easy thing like I was hoping. Well, this is not going to be easy. It could still be fun. If I can get it resolved in the end, anyways. Why don't you just sit right back on where you belong, huh? Huh? Okay. I don't want to go that way. I want to go the other way with it. I need fuel for thought. Also, hi from work. Oh, you're at work on a Sunday? What is it you do again for work, Connor? What's up, Night Rider? I can't even like show you the problem. I could probably show you the problem actually. Let me try. Private armed security. Oh yeah, so I guess you would work on Sundays too. Let's see if I can't move this. Alright. See if you guys can't see. I don't know how clear your reception is, your service is. This is the area of frustration, is right here. There's supposed to be another one of these over here, creating a nice congruent triangle lined up. The nuts from my original bolts fell off. The bolts are all still there, but I cannot, I'm gonna have to I might have to get help from my brother when he gets here to lift up on the back end so I have more free wiggle room on this to try to realign it so I can pop the old bolts out. And I'm going to just completely take out and take apart the whole linkage system down here so I can put it back together. So hopefully the wishbone I have isn't busted, because I don't have new bearings for, I do have a new wishbone, but I don't have new bearings for it. And this one's not powder coated, that one is. So that's the fussiness. So basically I'm spending today shoving tools in there, trying to pry it loose and wiggle it loose so I can reassemble it. If I can. If. Big if. Right now I'm just trying to fuss with different prying angles to try to get the bracket on the far side to sit better on the bolt so I can extract the bolts. If I can extract the bolts, the thing comes down. Come on. Thing is it's right up against my exhaust pipe, which makes my exhaust pipe in the way. I don't think I am supposed to go any closer to that. So maybe I should just be able to see if I can. That looks like it's going. No. I need to do this way. Chain in the way. Well, at least I know the spring free slides on the bolt that it's on. That gives me room, but it doesn't wiggle around at all. It just free slides across, back and forth. Will that bolt even fit out past here? It won't. Don't tell me I have to actually. How the fuck? Do I have to take my actual mid pipe off? No. I think I do. No. Which, oh man. Okay, let me think. Trying to remember. It's been so long since I put it together again. If I can get this one bolt over here off, then I should be able to swing this down and the dog bone off, and that should give me a lot more play. But it's a very long bolt. This is the most boring and fruitless tinker I'm sure you've ever had the misfortune to watch, since I have literally done zero things except for take one nut off. I am highly disappointed in self. Okay. What else could I do to remove that? I gotta get that one. If I get that one, I can do more. there even a gap there? Come on. Is it coming out? Doesn't feel like it. It's just spinning. Wonder if I can like. Yeah. Yeah, bitches. Oh, that's still not gonna be enough to. I need wires. Okay. Give it to me. It's already out. Just give it to me. Okay, come on. You were most of the way out. All right. Well, that's progress. I didn't think I was gonna actually get that. Actually, I was starting to get anxious that that nut was stopped. All right, gotta go do your job. Okay, bye, Connor. Thanks for popping in. Okay. Okay. Maybe I need a thinner set of pliers. These ones. Fuck. You were sliding just fine. Alright, sorry guys. My brother and his family are back from church. There might be kiddos and stuff and noise. Alright. Just free turn and free turn out. It's starting, kind of. Yeah, it's really dirty and it could fall, so you don't want to get your dress all dirty. I need to grab. Maybe like that. Ouch. That was my face. Come on. Ugh. I need more Starbucks. Okay. So, hands. So far, I'm trying to pull the bolt out of the top end. This is an example wishbone and replacement if I need it. I don't think I will, but I don't know. I just don't know. The wishbone sits like this. you've got the triangle bracket that's to the back towards the tire that is where your suspension sits and connects to. This part connects to a place that's mounted to your frame by your engine. Pulling the bolt out of this side so I can free swing this down and have loose play to pull the rest of the linkage triangle pieces off. Just taking a break to explain it so I can take a break and drink some more Starbucks. Okay. I made progress. That bolt started sliding out and then it stopped, and I don't know why it decided to stop, but it should keep going. It's got clearance. There's no reason for it not to. Because actually, we're going to hammer some things. Don't worry. I'm just, yeah, skills. I'm just like expecting the tail end to like drop on me the moment I get this through. Don't fall, but she will. Ooh. I'm like trying to get prepared to like catch things if anything falls. It shouldn't. I have it all up on stands, but like you don't know, never know. Okay, in the way. Should be able to just pull that out, right? Yeah. This bugger. Actually, this one's not really fussy. It's just really dirty. It doesn't look bent either, which is good. I was worried if this one was bent. I don't think I have a spare one of this one. I have at least 2 spares of the other linkage bolts, though. That's good, because those are the ones I think are bent, and I'm going to have to replace. Oh, yeah, bitch. Got it. That bearing looks fine, along with the metal in it. This one is the one. I need that to go back in there. Thank you. If you can. Will you? I should clean that a little better first. Okay. Because that is gross. This is the same thing as this, except this one's been powder coated. And that has a nice slide to it still. Please don't tell me this bearing is broken. I think it is. It's bent and broken. So I'm going to just be disassembling today. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to order new bearings. And I'll have to take it to one of my friends with a press or something and have a new bearing pressed in. All right. Good to know. This looks good though. Here, I'll see if I can show you all. You can see, well, that's scuffed and that's fine. Inside the bearing, normally if you stick your finger in a bearing and you slide it around, the roller wheels smoothly roll around and there shouldn't be anything to catch on. But unfortunately, here, let me take this other rubber grommet off the other side. No, you can see it from the side better. So unfortunately, two-part, you can see that the lip of the metal here, I don't know if you can actually see it. I don't think the quality of the video is going to be good enough. But the lip of this bearing here, this metal tail end, has been scalloped and crushed upwards right here. And then some of the plastic pieces in between the rollers are bent upwards here as well. I don't know if you can see that kind of right there. So it like catches my finger as I try to roll through it. So that's no good. I'm going to have to get that bearing out and order a new one. I guess I'm not going for a ride tomorrow. It's a good thing I put gas in my truck about 10 minutes ago. I have truck gas for the week. I'm not going to bother pulling that other rubber side out for that for now. I'm just going to pull the rest of the parts so I can check their integrity. Here's the bolt that I thought would be bent, and isn't. So that's impressive. All of the weight, well, some of the threading is destroyed, but I do have a tap and die set. I might be able to recut the threads on the tail end of that. But I'm not sure I should even bother because I have a replacement. So that's probably what happened to that bearing. This part probably slid halfway out and gouged into the bearing and crushed the edge of that thing. I'm not surprised. Okay. Except for, I don't think I can actually pull the rest of this off with my exhaust pipe there. I might be able to, actually. Oh, let me see if I can. I'm not sure I should bother doing so, because then I have to put it all back together. And if that's not bent, the chances of anything else being bent are pretty low. Because these particular bolts, for the weight bearing that they have, are generally like really good. What, steel? Steel the harder metal? Right, Blake? Steel? Steel. So these are usually made out of stronger stuff than the other bolts on your bike, because all of the weight of your suspension has to be able to crush back and forth on it all the time, constantly, without them like failing. So even with it sitting at a bad angle with my weight on it for who knows how long, no bend. So I'm not sure I want to disassemble the rest of this then, because it'll just make, I'll probably have to drop the exhaust if I disassemble the rest of it. And there's no need to, because the part that's broken, the part that needs to be reassembled correctly. Yeah, I'm gonna need those. Is that what that was for? Yes. Are those particularly for mechanic wipes? Or are they just wipes? Nice. Well, grease. Good. All right. Well, I got that off, which is good. Actually, I'm gonna check. Oh, that's just powder coating. That's not actually a bearing or anything in there. Cool. I wasn't sure if the top part of the dog bone where it connects to your engine, well, it does have a bearing. It's right there. But this is all, it moves and rolls fine. That part's good. And the bone sits flat on the pavement on both ends. So it should be good. Good and bad news then. I got it apart. I didn't know if I was going to at one point. Bad news, I have to order a bearing, which can take some time. I have to look up that bearing part number and order it through Triumph. I wonder if it's the same bearing that I ordered for something else, though. No, those bearings this is much smaller. It's the bearings for my clutch arm, because my clutch arm is leaking. I don't want to have to rebear those, but if I'm going to have to redo bearings anyways, I might as well do them all at the same time. Maybe. Okay. Well, I guess I'll just clean up. Look how clean it is. My garage is clean. Blake's garage is clean, with my toolbox actually being clean. Did you see the drawers, Blake? I was admiring the drawers there. My wrenches, all organized. My Allens, I have not done anything with that, but the T's. Oh yeah, the drawers close all the way. This is all of my screwdrivers and pliers and clippers and stuff, and sockets, American, metric. They actually all fit. Oh yeah, I could even close the top if I wanted. I don't know. I don't really want to, but yeah. So all I need now is to get some of those clear containers to sort all my bolts in, because I have like a million bolts sitting in Tupperwares like this, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, do I have this bolt? I don't know. Oh wait, there are random parts and sockets and stuff still in here too that I haven't sorted through. Mostly I'm clean though. Mostly garage is functional now. You have a Street Triple 09? Yeah, 09s are a good year. I think 09 was the first year that they made some changes that are similar to what mine is, like as far as mechanical and stuff. Every time I try to like wipe this stuff off my nose, I just add more. My hands are. It's kind of like being dirty sometimes, so it's kind of fun. Your motorcycle's next. Are you gonna pay me, Knight Rider, to work on your bike? What's wrong with it? Is there something wrong with it, or you just want me working on it? Man, I'm gonna kind of clean some of these pieces. I'm gonna want to re-grease this though. This grease is filthy. So take this piece out. Oh, actually, the inside of that actually was pretty well sealed. There's not really too much gunk in here that's bad gunk, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that back in. Keep that nice and clean. It's just the rubber on the outside is a little stiff. A little dirty though. Alright. Back in you go, sir. So, I've been saying I was going to live stream forever now. And now that I finally have something topic-wise to live stream, tinkering, there's not actually anything I can do other than what I just did. I mean, I guess I could clean the bike and we could chit-chat. She's filthy, but there's not really a point in cleaning it because if I clean it and then I have to wait like a week or two for a bearing to come in, then like she just gets dusty in the garage again. So she won't be cleaning anymore. There's not really a point then. But I'm going to clean some of these parts off a little bit. I do want to look up. Ooh, I love this song. I gotta look at that part number. And actually, do I need? Oh, I do not need the rubbers again though. Both of those are still there too, and they look like they're intact as well. Other than the fact that I'm gonna have to pry them out so I can get the bearing out. I should take some pictures of this so that my Instagram friends can see it. This new iPhone XS camera is fantastic, guys. Like, it's beautiful. Like, point and click so much faster than before. Good. I like it. I like it a lot. Alright. I want to look up. What is that? Oh, that was busted. Cool. Picture. Oh, I just got more on my face. It's not going to work. It's usually well. Okay, so I'm really happy. I was a little worried. A friend of mine said that using these stands under the foot pegs would take all this weight off the roof suspension. I was like, well, I know that the roof sets are attached to the frame, but mentally I'm just not picturing that functionality happening. And it was actually a pain in the butt to get it up onto that. Like, I put it onto this roof stand first, and then I like lined these up, and it was like lifting the back end up and over the last like extra height inch that was there. And I had it in the bottom hole first, which is hidden right now by this piece here. And the bottom hole had it like sitting like another inch and a half higher. It was not strong enough to lift it that high. I mean, I had the roof higher off the ground, I had it off the skin and everything. I was like, I'm up, but I have no more like flex strength to lift above my shoulder height. And so I had to like drop it to the bottom. But it was enough. It was all I needed because it's all apart now. We're good. So speaking of which, I want to make sure that the nuts I have are the right nuts. I think it's this size for the locking. This looks like the right size, but let me do it on here. Yeah, okay, that's the right one. One, two, three of these. Two. And the rest I can put away. And I need this too for the other thing. This is the other one I don't want to lose. This is the other linkage piece. Oh man, you guys, I can't believe I cracked 1,000 subs. I'm really bad, and I'm not like actually providing very much content for you guys. Like, I post things randomly, and it's up to this point, I've kind of had my YouTube as like a catch-all for just random video content that I like to make because I like taking videos and I like taking pictures. But the editing side of things I'm not so good at, and like the congruent style and theme I'm not so good at. I'm all over the fucking place. So like I cracked 1,000. I was like, oh man, I should actually like give back or do something or be better about being more interactive and using it like regularly. Still want to do that. Still haven't come up with a game plan for it. So it's coming. All I know is I'm not technically monetized even though I cracked 1,000. You have to have over 4,000 watch hours, not minutes, watch hours in the last 12 months to qualify, and I only have about 1,500 because I'll post things and not tell anyone I posted things, and they're not very good things, and I'll do it like once a month maybe. I'll do better. I say that. I want to. I will. Not want, I will. I will do better. I need to keep that safe. Clean this rubber thing up a little bit here. I don't know. Like, I don't know the 8 of you that are watching this or anyone who watches this later. Like, I don't know, like, what kind of content you've enjoyed most. I've made a lot of weird varieties. I'll have like short, like 30 seconds or a minute and a half clips that I like save from like Instagram stories, or that I just take because something fun and random's happening, so I want to record it, and then I'll throw them up here with like almost no edits because I'm lazy. Uh, but you know, they're kind of I thought they were kind of fun. They're a little like insightful, I guess, into like what life is like for me a little bit, but not really either. Oh, I don't know if those are like useless content. I'm not sure if you guys like. I like the garage day stuff because sitting here and working, like, it's fun. But normally I do it with a friend and I do it at his garage, but he's working all the way on the other side of the country these days. So I don't get that anymore. Like, I'd spend like every other weekend at my friend's house, and we'd always either tinker on one of my own bikes or one of his like billions of projects. And we don't do that anymore. So he just because he's busy working. In a few years he'll retire and he'll come back and we'll do it again, I think. But he's working so he can get that good retirement. You know, he's at that age where that's kind of what you focus on. You want to make sure you're set up for retirement. So I can understand, but it makes me a little sad. I miss the garage days. So like, I was kind of happy almost that I had something worth tinkering on that wasn't like putting my fingers in a pie just because the pie was there. So like, it needs to be fixed for X reason thing now. So it makes me a little happy. But I'm a little sad that, like, honestly, if this bearing had been good, all I would have had to do is clean it up and bolt it back together, and she would have been great. I might even, nah, I just feel like it's dangerous to trust a bearing that's got the damage that this one does. It's not even that bad. Like, there's like that sidewall that's like bent up on the one side. There's like one of the plastic in between pieces that's slightly like raised up. I could push that metal. Um, is that another bearing? Is that what you call it? Whatever the metal piece that sits there, the cup, the cups, the I don't know, the bolts. That I can get that in there, and I mean it'd still probably function fine. Other than that, like there's that lip up, there's that, and then there's another crush on the lip down over here. I don't know. Maybe I should just try to see if it'll put it back together. This is not recommended, ladies and gentlemen. Do not do this at home. You should only take your motorcycle to a certified mechanic that you trust and has a history of good work. And do not reuse bad old parts. No, I don't actually think that's going to go in. Yeah, because it's like lopsided. It's not even that it's partially crushed. It's like the bearing ring O is not even an O anymore. Maybe I can get it in from this way. Ooh. Oh, maybe. I'm seeing if I can still get the, oh, I got it in still. Maybe I'll just put it back together. I got this piece in. It doesn't roll like the other one does. Like on this side, you can see this metal ring. I can hold it on either end, and I can rotate this, and it like free slides, free rolls. You know, this one, there's no movement. I can push it out. I can get it back out again, but it's. I mean, maybe if I play with it a little, it'll roll better. I don't know. It's it's a dangerous. What do you? Okay, in your mechanical expertise with automotive, like this is my brother up here, by the way. He's off camera. You can anyway. So if you have a bearing, it is load bearing. It's for the rear suspension, right? And the rear suspension sits. This sits like this, and there's a triangle piece that connects the rear suspension to this piece, and then to the frame. This piece free float has it free rotates on this axle here to the frame, right? So it's a triangle of 3 moving pieces, right? This is the one that actually, what if I flipped it?
Once your material is compromised, it'll break down
faster.
a lot quicker.
But it would still function.
But for how long?
Well, the question is, the bearing is inside of this. If I have this, instead of being the one that the suspension sits on, flip it to being the one that's more stationary up against the frame.
Yeah.
I mean, it would still, they don't, is there any reason really that this needs to rotate against the frame? Not so much. And the bolt will rotate within this.
Well,
anyways.
The weight will rotate it.
Exactly.
But,
so, what exactly could
the material's
happen?
still going to wear out quicker than if it was whole.
So what's the what kind of, things happen when a bearing on this kind of a part goes out, though? It just, it's loose and more rattly?
It'll movement. The pieces, the bearing race, which is a cage that holds the bearings in, will probably break down, and all the little needle bearings in there will fall out.
Yeah, the cage is already compromised, for sure.
Then you will have a collapse, and everything will kind of just be really loose and sloppy.
And you notice it pretty quickly.
Depending on when and where it happens. But the cage that holds those needle bearings in.
Yeah.
Once that goes, all those little needle bearings are going to go everywhere.
Well, if this metal piece slides in on the inside of this bearing here, like this, right? And it sits in there, and it basically keeps them pressed into its case. What really could happen other than it gets little loose?
Get hot in there.
Oh, and then I might have melting problems.
You're gonna have excess friction.
Oh, it's already gonna have friction with the way that this doesn't rotate. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna get really hot, and the piece may not necessarily break, but over time it will.
And I might lose the dog bone itself.
Yeah, you might overheat it and warp it.
Yeah.
And then you won't
okay.
See,
this is Blake is automotive. He does what is it? Your bachelor's is in management for mechanical engineering.
Automotive technical.
Anyways, he knows this shit about cars. Basically, like all cars. But he knows and understands the engineering backside of it too, the functionality of how the things are all playing together. So, in theory, it crosses. They're both machines. They function. So, I'll order a bearing. I am not going to hacksaw it. You need a tune-up, still same result. Once it rattle, play, it's done. A little thing. I don't know if you saw earlier, but you can see. Oh, you can't see on the side because that's got the plastic in it still. You can see where the bolt, once it started sliding out, started crushing the side of the bearing in there, and it scuffed off some of my powder coat. That powder coat, by the way, is really thick. I was really impressed with how thick they put that down. I wish they would have done a better job of cleaning lines. As you can see, I actually have scalloped lines on the edge of this dog bone because I had to take a knife and scrape off the edge of the powder coat. They didn't do a very good job of taping that. But anyway, so not only is this side of this bearing right here crushed up right there, but the far opposite side is also kind of crushed down, where the bolt was basically up against it and then down like this. So I just don't want to have to take it out and press a new one in. Ordering is going to take time, the delays, Christmas time. At least I know it's not that big of a deal. I thought the bolts were going to be bent. I thought my brackets were going to be bent. I didn't want to. These brackets are also, no, these are just anodized black, I think. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're just dirty. I don't know. But these ones are dark, and I thought if these had warped too, that I was really in a bad way. But no, I think they're actually black anodized. There's just a lot of dirt on them too. And the other one's still on. I actually kind of wanted to take the other one off because I was afraid this one was bent. In fact, it kind of feels like it might be bent, but I don't have a. I'm going to try to take it off because I need to make sure that the other one is intact. The bolts look good, but I'm just going to check everything because why not? I've got it apart, and what if I put it back together and then because something's already warped? Oh god, there's green there's. Thanks for the wipes, Blake. It's probably not good for my face. You worked for the check for cracks on the bolts. Okay. Let me see. Where was that bolt? I'm already not going to reuse this bolt because this bolt's already got part of the threading crushed. And I have a tap and die set, but I don't really want to re-tap and die it. I actually have at least 2 replacement bolts. It'd be nice if I had 3 so I could just swap all 3 out to be sure. But I have at least 2, so we're good on that account. All right, I'm gonna take the rest of this off. If it made a lot of contact, but I worked with the parts department for Akron, we always replace bolts. Okay, yeah, I feel like some of them, actually, I should check with this one. I mean, there's no cracks. No? This one's good. All right, let's see if I can't wiggle this bolt out. It's not gonna wiggle out because my exhaust system's in the way. Oh, if I can get the one out. All right, fine. Success. Just some wiggle, wiggle, wiggle work. This bolt looks nice and straight too. This one has like a couple of slightly crushed beds. I still don't think that one's, well, maybe if I do take this piece out first. There we go. I just had to pull the metal pieces out and give myself some wiggle room. Note to self, wiggle room, metal pieces. Question is this other bracket piece bent? The first one wasn't. This one doesn't look too bad either. Yeah, that one is bent. It doesn't lay flat on the cement like the other one does. So, are these the same size? I know I have a second set, but are they the same? They have the same markings on them. So they probably are the same. But they're not black. That's a pretty bad bend. What do you think, Blake? If I put a hammer to it, do you think I'd flatten it out? It's not that bent up. It's just like a slight right here bend up. We're going to hammer some stuff. So I should probably put this underneath, too. Maybe I should do it like that. But yes, looks like the lateral arm bushing. The lateral arm bushing. This is the bushing, or these. I'm not very good at remembering the individual names of parts that I don't touch frequently. And I remember, like, the dog bone, right? And I know it's all part of the linkage. Yeah, that side is still. I also don't want to, like, dent your cement. Oh no, that bend wasn't even that bad. Just enough that I could barely notice that it was bent. Actually, that was pretty close. Like it's sitting pretty flat now. Not perfectly though. Make sure that part of cement is flat, should I? That's pretty good. It was only just slightly like pulled up this way a little bit, but that's pretty good, right? Flat. You can see a little bit of that. Well, maybe that's the curve of the actual piece because the piece is curved, but maybe it's not. It's hard to tell with this camera if it's actually flat on the camera. But it lays flat on the cement now. Almost, not quite. Hmm. It'd be ideal if I had a nice flat press. It was a really heavy press. And just put it in there and sandwich it. And that would really make sure it was perfectly flat. But I don't have one of those. Even a vise. If I had a nice, good, strong, big enough vise that would hold it flat and just squish it. But I don't have a vise either. And make do with the tools that we have. Hmm. Now I'm just being fussy. It's basically flat now. But flat enough that I don't think it'd actually make much of a difference. And it's not cracked or anything anywhere. It was just slightly warped. Drop link plate. Yeah, the bearings aren't expensive, but since I'm in the US, it's gonna take like I'll probably my best bet for ordering one and sometimes you can find them on eBay, those part numbers, but sometimes those part numbers are so specific and since my bike is now like how many years old is my bike? Why do these not fly that? Because they're not quite perfectly triangular. You just gotta make sure they're right. There we go. And they do sandwich pretty flat. Okay. I'm feeling pretty good about these. These are staying. I'll keep using the black ones. I do have replacement ones, but they're silver. Uh, but yeah, so sometimes you can get lucky and you can find parts on eBay from like a local manufacturing distributor or like just a shop somewhere that had a whole bunch in stock for various reasons, and they're just selling them online now because nobody brings in. This bike is 6 years old now, and not only is it 6 years old, but they've discontinued the 675 completely. So it was the last year that they had this particular make. After 2012, they changed a lot of like base components, so it's gonna be harder to find things sometimes. It's dipping to 28 F at night. At 5 a.m. it stays at like 32. Yeah, we haven't been getting that cold at night. I think the coldest night we've had so far was like 41. But I mean today, right now, it is almost 70 degrees right now. Clear skies. Yesterday it was like overcast all day, and we had like this really cool foggy mist in the morning, which doesn't happen very often at all. But other than that, it's been great riding with her, and my bike has been my bike. So I don't know. I don't really mind. The ride itself is always so just like nirvana that it doesn't matter how much fussing. Like I will literally fix her no matter what she does. Like engine blows, I'll just swap the engine. You know, anything goes. I just replace the part or fix the part. I don't care. The bike is worth it to me. So bearing in the actual suspension though, shouldn't I? Oh, those are nice and clean and they roll smoothly, so those bearings are good. That's good, because that would be the pain in the ass one to have to worry about. Okay. And the bearings in the subframe. No, swing arm. This is the swing arm. Apologies. This bearing feels good too. I think. Yeah, good enough. Is this a bearing? This might actually be a bearing right here after all. No, it's not. It's just a bump. No, maybe it's just... I need my phone. Okay, yeah, that's not a bearing. Okay, we're good. Those bearings all look pretty good. Okay, alright. The suspension's just free floating, wiggling around right now. Hang loose, yo. Hang loose. Okay. Well, I guess at this point, I'll just have to clean up, make sure everything's put up out of the way, and look at that part. Maybe I should look see if I have that part number. Uh, itchy. No. Brazil, what's up, Lucio? Brazil, huh? 42 Fahrenheit in the UK? That actually sounds like a pleasant day for you guys, isn't it? In winter? Let's see. Monitoring the beach, cheek. Yeah, Vancouver, almost like Seattle weather. Yeah, it's Vancouver and Seattle weather. It's like chill and rainy and stuff, but it's not bad. Like, I don't know. I also love sun. Um, I would probably have that sad syndrome or whatever that is if I had to actually live somewhere that we didn't have as much sunlight as Arizona, and Arizona gets like 300 something days of sunlight a year. I would just wither away without my sun. Um, oh yeah, let me look at that part number while we're talking because let's see. My go-to lookup for part numbers has been Bike Bandit. I have had good luck so far with Bike Bandit part numbers matching exactly what I need. Hi, poop. Perp, not poop. I'm sorry. You said boo, and I said perp, and together they made poop. Seasonal, yeah, seasonally adjusted disorder. I'm a year-round rider. I would get too depressed not getting to ride for more than like anything more than like a week. I start getting antsy. Like, and it's only been a week since I've ridden this, since I had this issue pop up. But even so, like today, like I drove to Starbucks and you're not poop, you're perp. But yeah, as I was driving to Starbucks, a couple of bikes rode by, and I was like, I want to go riding. Let's go home and fix so I can go for a ride. Which is exactly why I was like, maybe I'll just salvage the bearing. And I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I'll be good. I'm going to order a new bearing. I know that one's bad. All right, Bike Bandit, Bike Bandit, Bike Bandit, Bike Bandit. And my first go-to is to go to Bike Bandit. I like their blowout because then I can be 100% that I'm looking at the exact same part that I need to replace. And then I grab that part number, and first I'll put it into like Amazon because I have Amazon Prime and I like the option for like quick shipping if someone's got them on stock and can ship them to me. And then the second option is eBay because often you can still find like 2 or 3 day or same week shipping through there, which is really, really nice. Where's my 12 Street Triple? Here it is. Oh, wait. Do I have different linkage bones for... No, the linkage bones are the same. We compared them, right? All right. Where's your pointy side? The pointy side is that way. Yeah, the linkage is all the same, so the bearing should be the same. The bones are even the same. Okay, I had to verify. I wanted to be sure. Hi Kevin. Go by your frame number. You know, I can't do that because not everything attached to the frame is from the same model. Like, for example, my front and rear suspension are pulled off of a Daytona. So they're both adjustable, and they're both not from a 2012 Street Triple. They're from like an '07 or an '09 Daytona, I think. Um, so that's why I'm comparing. Like these linkage are from the Daytona suspension that I purchased, and then these ones are the ones that came stock on my Street Triple. And they were interchangeable then, so they're interchangeable now. And because I had my stuff powder coated, and then I picked up extra stuff after I had powder coating done. So I know my linkage is still from my Street Triple. Um, but the whole spring assembly is off of the, I think, '09 or an '06 suspension, off of an '06, like, because I wanted adjustable forks, and I just upgraded front and rear at the same time. And I put a lighter spring on mine, so that way it would be softer, swishier for me. And it's been better on the rear. If I want to have some custom springs made for the front, I will probably eventually do so, and have that all set up for my actual body weight. I have not, as of yet, done that. Rear suspension linkage. Thank you. All right. Number 3, I think, is the one we're looking for. 3 is the same on both ends. So the bearing on both ends of the wishbone is the same. 7 to 10 business days on Bike Bandit. Okay. P38. Let's open the new tab. I have to keep touching it because it doesn't just keep the chat up there. I have to keep touching it to pop it up. Yay! What's up, Christmas? Well, if the linkage is from your Street Triple, go buy that. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. It doesn't even really matter though because the old linkage has the exact same shape and pieces and parts and diameters. So I would have been safe looking it up by either or on this particular item. It's not always the case. Like for example, my clip-ons, my handlebars, my grips, my grips are still Triumph stuff, but my handlebars are off of a Ducati, and I don't even know what year or what age or make and model. All I know is they're a 3-inch rise clip-on set I bought from a friend used from a Ducati. They've been sitting in a box somewhere. So I'm like, they fit my bike, and I like the way they look, so I bought them. Okay. Oh wait, that's right. So P38. No, what was it? 00. Let's copy. P38 00177. P38 00177. Okay. I've got that. Select that. Select it. God damn it. Copy. The problem is with this much grease on your hand, your phone doesn't always read your touch. And I'm gonna have to wash my phone because it's getting dirty. Just type in the number. Yeah, okay. Let's go back. Let's go to eBay. And maybe someone has it on eBay faster. As long as it's an authentic, there are certain things that I'll buy aftermarket on, but bearings, no. Bearings I won't buy aftermarket. I'll only buy Triumph. And same with some of the grommets and seals, like the seals. Yeah, like the valve cover seal, or the little rubber rings they have to seal the top of the bolt from the valve cover, or for example, there are rubber seal caps on the end that kind of encapsulate the oil and help protect and keep the dirt. They're like a dust seal almost for these. Those I will only buy triumphs. Oh, for $15, someone has an entire linkage put together. But all right, let's go back to my Google search. Bike Bandit has it. I just need the roller. This is from UK, but sometimes it comes through the UK pretty fast. Nope, that's the wrong number. Needle bearing. Go back. I might actually have to order this through Bike Bandit, which is okay. It just takes it could take a couple of weeks. I might be able to call. It's 5 on a Sunday afternoon. Nobody's open. And a lot of people aren't open Mondays. I'll have to. It's not like it's a bad bearing to have on hand, so I'll probably order it through Bike Bandit. But then, like Monday or Tuesday, whenever the shops are open, I'll probably call. Thanks for joining, Will Saint. You save yourself since you're going to be riding and I won't be, or you're not riding. It's too cold these days. Anyways, I'll probably order one online, but then call the local shop to see if anyone happens to have one in stock. Generally, they don't, though. They don't really keep anything on stock at shops anymore. Let's see. World of Triumph or Bike Bandit. I'm just gonna order it for Bike Bandit. Yeah, the bearing. I think it's a pretty standard size bearing. Like the Triumph part number. I bet you, if there was like a manufacturing part number that wasn't specific to Triumph, I bet you anything that it's pretty commonly used. Like if you take the diameter measurements and stuff. Because I've had actually similar cases. Like right before Babes Ride Out, the seal, the O-ring seal, where the metal hose attached for your coolant attaches to the side of your chair. This metal hose, right, you can't see it, but my finger's on it. This metal hose that attaches right into your engine. There's an O-ring on it that helps seals it as it seeps into the engine. And mine like started leaking and like gushing coolant. Like literally the day that I was packing up to go to Babes Ride Out. On top of what was the other issue I had? My stator. I was having issues with my stator, and I twisted like the head off the bolt. Like I did a whole bunch of shit all at the same time, right before Babes. I was really, really like panicking. Anyway, so that O-ring of mine failed, and I ordered one online, but it was gonna take like a week, and so I still wanted to go to Babes, so I called up all sorts of like plumbing stores at Ace Hardware's and Home Depot's to see if I could get one that had the same measurements. Luckily, Triumph provided the same measurements for the O-rings on their site, so you can actually look up what the actual sizes are, and it's like 22.5 millimeters by 3, which is a really unusual. Like 22 feasible, right? A 21 also feasible, like sure, but or the 23 is also there. So anyway, so I ended up buying like a whole bunch of sizes that were only off by like half a millimeter up and down both directions, and like testing them out to see which one created a better seal, and then I just slapped them on, and it's been fine since. And I have the OEM one in my cart or in my tool chest here. I have the OEM one in my tool chest, and I haven't actually bothered swapping it out yet because this one has actually been keeping its seal. It starts leaking. It took like 5 seconds to just unbolt the one bolt. I mean, I'd have to drop coolant. I don't want to drop coolant if I don't have to. So next time I do a coolant change, maybe I'll swap it out. But maybe not. Maybe I'll just keep using what I'm using until it doesn't work anymore. So anyways, that was like a pretty standard, but slightly off from standard part number. So I'm going to order this from Bike Bandit. And I'm going to get like 2 of them. Is there anything else from Bike Bandit that I've been putting off ordering and I should order and I haven't? I can't think of anything though. I have all the bolts that I need for all sorts of things. I have all sorts of excess bolts. Like I have extra valve cover bolts. Like I have so many, because when my first engine blew, all it did is it threw a rod bearing. Honestly, I bet you I could probably slowly go through and rebuild it because it didn't crash, it didn't wreck, it didn't have any other issues. It just, you know. So I'll probably have to like, I don't know. I've been cannibalizing the old engine, but there's still plenty of functioning parts that I could probably build another engine off of it. And I have kept it because I kind of want to. Or at least to take it apart and clean and see what I can still keep salvaging from the internal components. Um, but because of that, I have a lot of parts floating around. I was trying to remember, like, where was I going with that statement? I don't remember. Let's see. How long have we been streaming? 71 minutes. That's like what? It's an hour and 11 minutes? That's not too bad. I added those to the cart, right? Did they add to my cart? View cart. Oh no, I added them twice. Nothing. Nothing. And zip code 854. Okay. I'm gonna order these. Should I order the replacement rubbers? Where did the other one go? Right there. No. That doesn't look misshapen or damaged. So I'm gonna not replace those. Those will go back in fine. They're just like dust sealed anyways, so I'm not that concerned about it. Do you think I'd ever get a street triple? Hell yeah. Not instead, as well as I would love to have a street speed as well as a street triple for different purposes, of course. Like the speed triple would, I don't know, man. It would be fun to have both. Perp, what's broken this way anyways? So it wasn't technically broken. I mean, I guess now that I've like pulled it apart, I can see where there's like there's a bad bearing, but like that's the only thing damaged out of everything. So, Perp, do you know what this is? Shipping method. I just use PayPal. Well, what needs doing? Do you know what this is? What this does this look familiar to you? This particular part? Wishbone, yeah, this is the wishbone. So basically, my entire lower linkage, you have the wishbone and you have the three triangle pieces that actually sit kind of like this ish on it, right? So, yeah, the lower suspension's wishbone. So the locking nuts, if you look, I don't know if you guys are familiar. Locking nuts are the kind, they have these extra little metal tabs on the end. They're supposed to prevent them from coming off without purposely being removed. So all three of my locking nuts, at some point over the last 2.5 years, have slowly just vibrated off. And I did not notice because it was riding fine. The suspension hadn't dropped. Everything was just sitting hunky-dory where it should be. And then last Thursday, I rode to work. No problem. Yeah, locking nuts. I rode to work with no problems, no issues, parked the bike. Everything was hunky-dory. I walked into the office. I walked back out from the office, and my entire, like, subframe, this here, or not, yeah, my entire subframe, the part, the seat and all the upper components had dropped. Like the whole suspension had dropped basically, and the part where this part is where the suspension sits, and like it had like sat down and like pushed down to the one side, and it was like not all of the nuts or all the bolts were still there and through the holes, but they were all swampus because the suspension had fallen and the nuts were gone, and there weren't any nuts just sitting around under my bike. So, and on top of that, like there was enough grime on these before. In fact, the lower drag link bar. Yes, that's the technical name. Everyone calls it the wishbone, dog bone, wishbone, whatever you want to call it. So there was enough grime on these. I could see that there were no scuff marks. No one had been in there fussing with it, and there weren't any nuts just sitting under my bike. So they had vibrated off some time ago. In fact, maybe I just barely lost the last one, or maybe I had lost all of them like a week ago. I don't even know how long it's been happening. All I know, all three nuts were gone. Everything else was still there, and my suspension had dropped, and it had dropped at an awkward enough angle that, like, you couldn't move it up into place to like slide bolts out, right? And from the angle, it looked like this bolt was like bent in half. Like it looks really bad. And so I was like, fuck. And so I left it at work because I was thinking, okay, well, if I can get someone to lift up the rear suspension so I can realign it, I could just put new nuts on. We should be hunky-dory. I tried doing that Monday, and no matter how much I lift, the alignment wouldn't reline up. It was just stuck. So one of the bolts, later, now that I've disassembled, I know, one of the bolts had gone in at an angle at the bearing inside, and so it wasn't going to slide or realign back for me. So it took until, let's see, which day? It was either Tuesday or Wednesday. I've been driving the truck to work for this whole week because, you know, this happened at the end of last week. I've been driving the truck to work all week. So either Tuesday or Wednesday, I had Tammy help me load up my bike into the truck. I just wanted her to spot because with the suspension being, I didn't want to like fall down even further or snag on like the ramps while I was going up, anything, you know, just to be sure. I wasn't sure what could happen, and I just wanted to be safe. So she spotted, and I loaded it up, and I brought it home, and was going to do this and the live stream, all of this yesterday, but then I like hurt my neck. I slept badly, and I like kinked all of the muscles. They just like seized up, and I couldn't like turn my head. It sucked. It's still stiff now, but it's better. Anyway, so just was finally able to take it apart today. So the issue is I lost my nuts, and it's causing havoc, but it's really not that big of a deal. I just got to order a new bearing because this bearing's damaged. Other than that, everything is fine and hunky-dory. New bearing comes in, slap it back together, and she's good. Yesterday, some point, I honestly don't know. I've messaged the owner. No reply yet. Hold on. I missed the other one. Locking nuts. Message retracted from Kevin Tyler. In fact, the lowering drag link bar. I'm needing to look at my wheel bearings and not sure they're sealed as much as they should be. Wait, the whole body drop? No, this section, it's hard to describe. There's a video. I don't remember if I put it on YouTube or not, actually. Let me look. I have a video where, like, you can see, I was trying to see what was wrong, because when I went back out Thursday, I had, like, a 12 or 13-hour workday. It was really, really, really long. And so I walked out to the bike, and when I saw it, I was like, who the fuck just sat and destroyed my suspension? Did my spring slip or something? Like, what's going on? I couldn't see. And so I set my phone up in a corner, and I turned it on to film, and I was like shaking it around and moving it, and I was able to like lift it back up into place, but then it would fall back down again. So I just did a video and then like used a camera or my phone with a flashlight to like crawl around, and I finally saw that the nuts were missing. I was like, oh my god, what the fuck? Let me see where the video is. Log in, and I think I did put it on here. I did put a video of us loading up, but I don't think I did a video of where's my channel? Videos. I put it on Instagram. I don't know if I saved it as a story though. I'll have to actually look to see. Thanks, Kevin. I do my own repairs, but then I have random things like nuts falling off happen. So 50-50, save me money, kill my life. I don't know. It's, you know, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I feel like it's worth it in my opinion, but okay. I guess I didn't post it anywhere that it's static. Perp, I'll have to, let me make it a highlight on my Instagram account, and you can see me like playing with the tail end of that bike. Okay, here we go. Edit cover. Done. Add. Okay. Now it's on my Instagram profile as one of my highlighted stories, and you should be able to go back and watch the video of me like pulling up the tail end, and that's how I discovered the problem. That was the symptom that caused me to start poking around. Anyway, so I'm going to order that part. I'm going to clean up my tools and make sure I put baggies of the things that I need to keep separate so I don't lose them, so I can put things back together easily without having to dig for things. But my toolbox is clean, and my bike is in its space, and things are good. So I am going to probably call it Let's see. What's up, Defobra? Defrobra. I don't know how to say that. What's up? Oh yeah. I'm going to order this part now because it's in my cart and I've got everything up. And that's okay. Continue. Pay. No, change my address. Preferred shipping address. Thank you. It's all credit. Continue. Okay. It's going to cost $10 shipping to ship me a $10 part. I'm ordering 2. So, that's not too bad. Processing. 7 to 10 business days around Christmas time right now. I might not get this till New Year's. Like, that would be really, really depressing. No. Let's see. So, now that I've ordered it online, I'm going to do what I normally do, is tomorrow at work, if any of the local shops, if they're open, I'm going to call around and see if any of them happen to have this specific part in stock. If they do, I'll go pick it up, and I have 3, or I have 2 extras when the 2 I order come in, or I can cancel it maybe. I don't know, something like that. But anyway, parts ordered. Things are hunky-dory. I'm going to clean up this and clean up tools. I'm going to go ahead and let this run while I'm cleaning up tools, just so we can, like, chit-chat a few more minutes, because I don't do this often enough, and I miss y'all. But I'm also losing light anyway, so as soon as I'm done cleaning up, we're done. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. I just have like a million notifications now from things that are completely unrelated. Okay. All right. Let's clean up. I need to find a place. Oh, my legs, yo. All right. I'm going to put the components that I need left out for this in a baggie, separate from everything else, separate from my normal hardware. Okay, there's 3 nuts. We have 1, 2, 3 of the original bolts, but I want to change out at least 2 of them. This is the one that's got chewed up at the end, so I'm going to put this in here. And this one's a little chewed up on the one side. This one looks a little flat there. So which one do I care more about? This one's probably better, so I'm going to put you in. So, all right, we have 3 bolts, 3 nuts, 1, 2, and 3 of these spacers? Covers? I'm not really sure what these are actually called. They're the metal things that go inside the bearing but over the bolt. 3 of those. Plus, oh, wait. We need 4 nuts. And I have enough. I just need to make sure I have the right one. That's the wrong size. Oh, I hope I have enough. This looks like the right size. Is it? Or is this an American nut? Nope, that's good. If I can do it by hand, it's close enough size that, okay. 4 nuts. 4 nuts, because there are 4 bolts technically. Right? How many do I have in here? 1, 2, 3, 4 nuts. 4 bolts, the 3 spacers. I should put the 4th one in here too so I don't lose it. Oh, here's the other nut that was just sitting over in the wrong spot. And then this piece, I'm going to take this out, put it in here, and I'm going to take the other side out as well. I'm talking the rubber thing here, because I'm going to have to pull the bearing out anyways. If I can. There we go. Nice and easy does it. That. I'll put that in here so that doesn't fall out, because I know I've got to take, these ones are nice and in and hard and not going anywhere, but I'm going to have to get that bearing out. But I'm not going to worry about it now, because I'm going to take it somewhere to get the new bearing pressed in, and they'll have tools to remove things a little bit cleaner than what I have. So I'm going to leave that as is and take that with me when I need to go. Here's the linkage pieces. Here's the spare ones I don't need. Here's the spare nuts that I don't need. And that is all of the hardware. Get the tools out of the way. Tools, hardware. Okay. All right, guys. I haven't put the tools away, but that's fine. I'm good. Thanks for joining. And when I get the new bearing in, I'll try to time it so I can do the reassembly as a live stream as well. It'll go probably really fast, but yes, dust seals. You like the banner? I like the banner too. It was a gift from somebody. I think it's like one of those banners they usually use at events when they're a vendor. I'm not sure how it got to be in a friend's possession, but it was a gift to me, and I like it a lot. But I try not to like. You can't buy those. It was a gift. Have a great day. Sleeves, yes, sleeves. The metal is the sleeves, and the other is the dust seals. Okay, cool. Thanks. Awesome. All right, I will. As soon as I have an ETA on shipping, I'm going to try to like pre-schedule the live stream for the reassembly so that way y'all have it on your account, like you know that it's coming instead of me randomly like, hey, I'm live. So, thanks, and you guys have a great weekend, and if it's not before the holidays, y'all have a really, really good holiday. See your family, say hi to somebody that you haven't said hi to in a while.